So why do you need to beware of taking the highway to Lisbon? Now, I apologize, it is an overly dramatic title, but there are many other routes to take. And what I'm trying to get across here is that it's important for you to take the time, even if it takes double the time, to savor the countryside, to go and enjoy that coffee, to go and relax and have a long lunch in a sleepy village in the middle of the Alentejo. And the only way you're going to do this is by taking another route. If you go down the highway, this is what happens. You cruise vip down there at 130, 140, 150 kilometers an hour, whatever. The limit is actually 120 kilometers per hour, but not everybody respects that. And then you pull off onto a roadside, the services as they call them in the UK, or a roadside service station, and it's not the best quality. You can whip in there and it's convenient and it's great, but it's not like if you whip across into Almodovar and have lunch and have a real old, slow Alentejo lunch. Now you're really experiencing a lot more of Portugal. So I've got basically 3 options or 4 options in total for you to drive from Lisbon to the Algarve. 1 is the highway, 2 is the coast road, another one is along the Guadiana River and going up exploring that way. But the most popular or the most historic one is the EN2. AlgarveAddicts.com. Way back, 77 years ago, on May the 11th, 1945, the government put a law into place on, in the government road plan. It was the decree, I don't know what number it was, but it was actually decreed that this road, which starts right in the north, like right on the northern border of Spain, at a place called Chaves, would go all the way down towards Faro for 739 kilometers. And it would become one of the longest roads in the world. And it's one of only 3 roads that actually cross a country completely from one side to the other. The others are Route 66 in the USA, Route 40 in Argentina, and our EN2 here in Portugal. So it's quite it's becoming quite a tourist attraction, a tourist distraction. And the tourism board are actually promoting it a lot. And you can actually see there's a whole range. There's an association of all the municipalities, because this road, when it goes down, it actually crosses 11 rivers, it crosses 11 mountains, and it crosses 35 municipalities. And all these municipalities have a role in preserving and promoting the EN2. My daughter and I needed to join my wife up in Lisbon, and she was up there ready. So we decided early one Saturday morning to take a little bit more time and just to go and explore the section of the EN2 from São Brás del Portel, because it doesn't start from here. It starts down in Faro or ends in Faro. And then it's about another 20 or 30 kilometers up to São Brás. And then from São Brás, we're going to drive north to Almodovar in the Alentejo. And then we're going to cut across and head onto the highway and scoot up to Lisbon just in time for lunch. Right now we're going to start our little adventure all the way through Portugal by heading north through the Alentejo and on the longest road in the whole world. Okay, so this is the EN2, the longest highway. Check this out. So it's we've got 722 kilometers to go to Chaves. Hey! And the nice exciting thing about today is that I'm going to be joined by my daughter, Isabella.
Hi.
Izzy, thanks so much for being the camera person. Okay, Izzy, why on earth would we stop here?
Because it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous. Come, let's go have a look and see what's going on out here. So imagine this thing is like what do we call it in South Africa? We call it a roadside, what do we call it? We call it a farm stall, that's what we call it. And sell stuff and have sandwiches and have little picnics and everything. Yes, it's amazing. Check here, this is obviously an old water thing. Normally we just get onto the highway and scream straight up to Lisbon, but it's so nice to be able to take a little bit of time and see what's going on. Wow. It's loud, huh? So peaceful,
Yeah.
So peaceful. Oh, but obviously it's a typical route, like a Route 66, as I was saying. Lots of bikes go on this route. And I guess we could walk along here all day, but I think it's kind of enough, isn't it?
I do. I think we have to get going.
this is where the Wild View Retreat is off to the right. Remember we went there, Corgas Bravas.
I do, of course I do. This is beautiful.
Look at all those guys, the Hell's Angels on little scooters.
Hell's Angels, oh god.
Okay, we just keep it going till we get past this little restaurant on the right hand side called Tia Bia. You can zoom in there. Focus on this. So this little restaurant will continue to Serra. It's a fantastic place to come for a Sunday lunch, but it's busy. So you've got to book or you've got to try and get there early, one of the two. And this is a fun little place in the middle of the. We're still in the Algarve. We're getting up to the Alentejo slowly. Should be time to open the roof. Should we open the roof?
I think we should.
All right, let's do this. Susie, what do you reckon this is? What does it say?
It says all kinds of words. It says amizade and it says igreja,
Ologia.
faro, junto. It says everything, Dad.
All right, well, let's
Kinds
go
of
grab a
things.
coffee, shall we?
Obrigado.
So we actually took like 3 hours going through here, but we had a really fun time. Just going through the little villages, having coffee, enjoying ourselves. A couple of words of caution though. Number one, this is a very windy section of road as it travels through the Serra de Caldeirão, which is a hilly area. And if you're susceptible to motion sickness, I suggest you don't sit in the back of the car or just don't go and choose another route because it can get a little bit windy. And the second thing, that it does take time. It really does. So I actually did a little Google Map comparison between taking the EN2 and that'll be like 5 hours to get to Lisbon, whereas normally if you go from Lisbon to the Algarve on the highway, it'll take you 2.5 hours. So yeah, it does take time, but that's the whole point. You want to take time, savor the good things in life, and go back into that time machine and see what Portugal was like back in the 70s. As we emerge from the Serra de Caldeirão and onto the plains of the Alentejo, Almodovar appears. It's been around for some time, having gained its town charter way back in 1285. That's 737 years ago. Old town indeed. Only 7,450 people live in the municipality, and it has everything one would need from a prominent town surrounded by farmlands. Churches, pharmacies, doctors, dentists, pingados and mini presso supermarkets, plus a municipal market and quite a few restaurants, one of which is great for lunch. Tasquinha medronho. And that reminds me, we're late for lunch, so we better scoot down the highway to Lisbon as fast as possible. Clearly, keeping to the speed limit. So, Izzy, what did you think of that this morning?
It was absolutely beautiful, but it was just a small part of what you see.
Yeah, no, you're right. It was. I mean, the thing is, we took like, I don't know, a good couple of hours going through there. Normally, if we were driving up to Lisbon, we only got to Almodovar. And
Yeah.
normally we would just take, like 20 minutes to get to Almodovar.
Yeah, exactly.
And now we've taken 2 or 3 hours. So we've got a long way to go up to Lisbon, but we'll throw that in another video. So that was a little slice of the Algarve going into the Alentejo. So the conquest of Portugal continues. We're going north and we're going to see Braga, we're going to see all kinds of interesting places. So stay tuned.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Algarve addicts.com